spirit is rising, she's rising, she's rising. The spirit is rising, it's rising, it's rising. The spirit is rising, they're rising, they're rising. Give me that dopamine. Yes, I earned it. I deserve it.
That feels like an intro to podcasting.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi, everybody. You're already with us in our conversation about trying to get things done and getting things done and dopamine. And
you're here. You earned the dopamine involved in being here. You clicked the link. Here, I'm sending you your dopamine rush.
Come laugh with us. Come and laugh. You know, laughing is one of those things that if you can fake it till you make it. Like if you start fake laughing, you will inevitably real laugh. So
yeah,
that's an accessible boost. Then we'll add that to the prescription. Hi everybody.
Hi. This is the Missing Witches prescription. These are our witch prescriptions to ourselves. Like, how are we fucking surviving? Sometimes Amy will have a prescription for me. Sometimes I'll have a prescription for her. Sometimes the coven will probably have prescriptions for us that we haven't thought of yet. It happens to us all the time. These are little mini episodes, unlike the scripted episodes or the big interview episodes that go out on the feed on Thursdays.
Yeah, these ones are just Amy and Risa helping each other, and hopefully y'all figure out how to get through this minute, day, hour, week, month.
Okay, you know who's giving me so much courage and life right now?
Tell me.
Senator Michaela. Senator Michaela of Nebraska is now 6 weeks into her fucking filibuster. She's like, we are not passing a single law that I don't filibuster here until we decide as a state senate, whether we are going to legislate hate. She's like, I'm not letting a fucking second go by. It's for our kids. There's laws on the book in Nebraska, like the 400 plus anti-LGBTQIA plus laws being tabled across the United States right now. There are specific anti-trans laws in Nebraska right now that are taking away parents' rights to work with their doctor to support the physical and mental health of their kid and getting the medication they need to help their fucking kids be who they need to be. Gender affirming care for trans kids like reduces suicide rates, reduces all kinds of crazy mental and physical health complaints. And it's a parents and kids and their healthcare provider, it's their fucking business. This should be a Republican issue. Why are there people attacking parents' rights to take care of their own kids on this issue? Anyway, I'm channeling Senator Michaela because I've watched a lot of her footage, and she says she doesn't remember half of what she says during the filibuster. Now, she's been filibustering for 6 weeks. She's like, at one point, I think I narrated the plot of the movie Madagascar. She's like, I don't remember doing it, but there's footage of it. Anyway, I just love her. I love her passion, and I love how wise she is. And she just started a political action committee, which means you can donate directly to support candidates who are fighting anti-trans laws. And it's called Don't Legislate Hate. So if you want to support politicians who are specifically taking on that issue, check out Don't Legislate Hate. Go watch some videos of Senator Michaela. Watch her on Instagram. She's so tired. She's like, I'm gonna burn this to the fucking ground. Like, she's literally like, if you are gonna make lives painful for kids, I'm gonna make everything we do here painful. She said that. I love her so much. She's like, it's kids. It's our job. It's kids. We have to take care of kids.
There is so much confusion, disagreement about what it means to take care of children, whether that means putting more guns into schools somehow is the argument, or, allowing their doctors and parents to choose what's right for them. But it always comes by, we have to protect the children. You remember that whole bathroom thing? oh,
Yeah.
we have to protect the children. And obviously, drag queens, we have to protect the children. Like, not from being killed,
Yeah.
just from being exposed to like a non-binary way of thinking.
Yeah.
That's what we really need to protect children from is open-mindedness.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these moving targets that's like total bullshit. If you cared about protecting children, then like stop cutting school lunches, assholes. That's a lie. Everybody knows
Yeah,
that's a lie. You don't give a shit
everybody
about
knows it's a
children.
lie.
Everybody knows it's a lie. But I always see the is it Maud in The Simpsons? Would somebody please
Please
think of
think.
the children? It's not
Yeah.
Marge. I don't know who the character is, but
Yeah, it's I think it is Maud, the
the
Flanders.
Flanders.
The
Would
Flanders, yeah.
somebody please think of the children?
And it's just she just inserts it wherever.
Wherever.
Yeah.
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 So Senator McKayla is giving me power. Like I feel power from that. Like from standing there, holding her place, calm, being like, we're gonna stand here and talk about this until we're fucking done.
Yeah.
It's giving me a lot of rising power.
Yeah. And this filibuster notion too of like it doesn't even matter what I'm doing. I could be narrating Madagascar, but I'm not going to stop.
Mm,
And I think that that's something, even if we're not in government, that we can internalize. Like, I'm just not going to stop. That's my action, is to not give up.
yeah.
And it doesn't even really matter like exactly what I'm doing as long as I don't stop.
Don't give up. I
Yeah.
also, it made me think of two other things. So I'm on a tear, so I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Um, when I got to interview poet Aurielle Marie, they said this thing that I think about all the time, which is that, and it's quoted in our little episode blurb from when we interviewed them, but they said, a part of wayfinding the new world is to embrace being on the run, being fugitive, being abolitionists, being in protest. And so I'm taking on some of that, and I'm passing that power as a spell to all of you. Like, embrace being in protest, embrace being in defiance. It's part of wayfinding the new world. It's not just like, it's not just, protecting our little bubble of safety. Because sometimes for me, that feels like, well, I will curl up and just put my back around everything and try to protect my kid and my bubble of safety. That's like one response. But it's not just that is like calling to us right now as people. We also have to wayfind the new world. We have to sometimes uncurl and go looking for it. And to do that is to be in protest. It's to be in resistance. It's to be in defiance.
Yeah.
It's to break the rules. It's to be, fucking talking and filling up all the space until they fucking talk about it, until they look at what they're doing. And that brings me to my song. Okay, Amy has like a super pensive look on her face, like something magical is about to come out, but that's my segue to my song, so I'm going to keep going. My song, okay, do you know Inuit artist Alyssa P? She's just kind of gone viral in the last like 2 weeks. She put out a cover in Inuktitut of Heart of Glass. Yeah, and it's so beautiful, and Blondie loved it, and Debbie Harry wrote to her, and it's so gorgeous. She has, so for sure listen to that. It's a whole dream, it's a whole vibe. It's really emotional for her, and you can feel it. She loved the song. They danced in the community center with their family. Something about like being vulnerable and betrayal and love like is so universal and so beautiful, and also so specific to her experience. Anyway, she covers this song called Wolves Don't Play by the Rules by Willie Thrasher, who's another Inuit artist. It's so good. Put it on and fucking just feel its like slow mounting power. It's just, wolves don't play by the rules. That's like his version, and hers is much more haunting. I saw her do it live in a park on Indigenous Peoples Day, like to be what I can't remember what the word is, but like, oh yeah, full disclosure, a friend of ours is in her band. Shout out to Ivy's dad. Ivy's 4. Um, so we were all there dancing with the kids, and you could just feel the movement through the crowd. This like amazing crowd of people feeling the truth of that. Like, wolves don't play by the rules. What are these rules anyway?
Yeah, now I can safely enter with the thing that I was deep in thought about, which was how to articulate this thought. I don't know if I'm fully there yet, but like the act of living in protest, and for me, coming through the world in a woman's body, um, but sort of not tolerating bullshit as much as I could conjure the bravery to do so. Um, the sacrifice for that was like I had to be willing to be called a bitch. Um, when I was standing up for kids in high school, I got called the D word for lesbian a lot. Um, that's the sacrifice, like living in protest is not fucking easy, and it fucking hurts when people don't get that you're trying to save the fucking world. In your own small way. All I can say is that like I feel better for having stood up for myself and other people and being called those bad names than I feel like I would have if I had said nothing and not gotten called those names. So that's part of my prescription based on Risa's prescription, is like recognize that it's not going to be easy, and recognize the places where it's not safe, and it's okay to pull back in those places where it's not safe to live in protest, or push yourself to test your limits of sacrifice. I don't know how to put that. But yeah, like be a fucking bitch. Again, I don't know, who were we talking to, Risa, the other day, where we thought of that, the from the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, the mole women are being interviewed, and the interviewer is like, um it never ceases to amaze me how far women will go to not seem impolite, you know.
Yeah. I've
So
had since then, there's like a line in the intro song to Kimmy Schmidt that's like just sampled from when they're interviewing that guy who, which is all based on that real story, right? It's like one like older black guy who finally was like, and I can't remember the name of the case, but finally was like, I'm gonna go push my nose in here because something's not right in this house, and found the little girl in the basement. That character is like kind of directly referencing a character in real life, but obviously played by an actor and like really played over the top. But at one point he goes, "Females are strong as hell." And I have that on my head. That's part of the spell for this week too, is just hear it in your bones and hear it in the most inclusive, like genderqueer possible way. But those of us who are resisting, you are strong as hell.
yeah. And that sweeps me into my sonic prescription for this week, and I hope it's already one of your favorite songs, because it has been one of mine for a long time now. It makes me feel old to think about how long this has been one of my favorite songs. But when y'all entered this conversation at the beginning, Risa and I were talking about like there was an ice storm in Montreal that um my spouse was in the city, and his car broke down, and he was towed back to the country, and then an ice storm hit the city. So we can look for blessings in disguise where we where we can find them. But
Oh wait, I just want to say this ice storm is like yesterday, not the famous one in 2008. We're currently in an ice storm.
1998.
98?
19,
Whoa,
yes, speaking of feeling old, that was 98.
that
That
makes
was
sense.
98. Yeah, speaking of feeling old, thinking about how long things go, where yeah, this was a much smaller version. It's already clearing up, like it's already warming up. So we are fine. Risa's house is fine. My house is fine. I had one tree lose one small limb. Like it really was fine. But it's also like the anniversary almost of my spouse's car accident that should have killed him. Like he was back at the garage with the current vehicle, and they recognized him because when he came to sign off on the wrecked truck, they thought he must have been the driver's brother or someone, because no one at the garage could believe that the person driving that truck that was in their lot now was alive. So they remembered him. So anyway,
Whoa.
like that's like, you know, the CPSD of that, and his much more pronounced PTSD. Like I'm just like the lover of a person. And anyway, point is, like, there's an ice storm. He's, you know, his truck is broken down. I'm just like, like my heart is pounding. I'm having all of the cortisol and adrenaline, you know, like that's why we were talking about dopamine, because I was like, I'm all cortisol and adrenaline and I need some dopamine. Let's laugh. Yes. Thank you, Risa, for being here to laugh with me. Thank you, listeners, for helping me work through my hormones. So
Here for it.
all this to say, I wanted to tell you that when I was in the height of the panic attack of yesterday, I went to my altar, and on my altar, I have a statue of Hecate, among other things, pictures of dead pets and relatives. It's a very safe place for me. And I'm so grateful to have this place. And part of the RX for me, for you this week, is that if you don't have some kind of tiny, even space like this where you can go, I really, 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 with all my heart, recommend that you take a little corner to set something up. And, you know, I'm a born cynic. I have my crises of faith. I go back to something Jinx Monsoon said to us, which was sometimes in that space, they're just like, to whomever is listening, if anyone is listening, I focus that on Hecate because that's the name I've chosen for whatever it is. But I went to that space and I just chanted her name, you know, Hecate, 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 Hecate. And whether it's the great divine universe or God, or just the psychology of chanting or breath, the breath in the body, it works for me. And I want you all to be able to have that space that you can access, even if you are in the depths of hopelessness and faithlessness, that you can go to this place and say, if anyone is listening, I need help. Even if you need to preface it with your cynicism, I fucking get it. Preface it with your cynicism. Say, if anyone is listening, I need help right now. Please help me. And that has been so useful for me, because even when I don't believe, even in those moments when I don't believe, and honestly, all evidence to the contrary, the world is so fucking magical. Everything I learn about science backs that up. Everything I learn about art backs that up. Everything I learn about witchcraft backs that up. The world is fucking magical, be it resolved. But still, even still, sometimes like the cynicism gets to me, you know, but I can just still go to that place and say, if anyone is listening, I fucking need help. And it works and it helps, whether it's because of science or biology or psychology or the divine fucking universe. It works. So,
Okay, I have to tell you my
yeah.
Hecate dream then.
Oh,
Um,
yay.
I had this dream when I was whatever last week, and all I woke up and it was so clear in my mind. So I had this dream. It was like I was looking at my mom's computer and she was showing me this plot of land with this small house on it that she had bought in Northern Ontario just based on the realtor pictures, and she was so pleased. And she was showing me the pictures.
This is the dream
This
still.
is dream. None of this
Okay,
is
all
real.
dream.
Yeah,
All
none of
dream. All
this is
dream.
real. I mean, it's dream real. And I opened the picture to the map to see this like big terrain that she's bought, And then in like bold letters across the top, it says Hecate. That's the name of the town that my mother like owns in this dream. And then I go to click on the pictures, and there's like a hot spring on the land,
Healing
and
waters,
there's
healing
healing
waters.
waters, and the first picture is like a funny looking, like broy bearded, undergraduated environmental science man. And he's just like bathing in the waters of Hecate, like laughing and joyously bathing in the healing waters of Hecate. That's the whole dream. So I just think everyone's invited.
Yeah, I really feel validated by your dream.
Oh,
Thank you
good.
so much.
You're
Like,
welcome.
like it's a town. Hecate is a whole fucking town.
Yeah, and my mom's there. She's
Yeah,
she's she's delightfully weird
yeah, and a
and
bearded
delightful.
friend.
Even the bros are welcome to the
Yes,
healing waters if they're all gonna find it.
yes.
Oh.
So I started this by saying one of my favorite songs of all time, and it's been a long time since I said that, so maybe I'll
Whoa!
actually say
I totally
I'll
forgot
sing
that's
it.
what you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is a song that is one of my favorite songs to dance to, but also one of my favorite songs to sing. And it's easy to get caught up in the rhythm of it and miss out on the lyrics. But the lyrics are about one person's story and what they were willing to sacrifice to get famous, and then what they were willing to sacrifice to let that go and be truly, truly who they were. And that song is Freedom by George Michael.
Yay, we love this song so
I
much.
love this song so
Amy and I
much.
have played this song so much together and infinitely apart.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
perfect prescription.
yeah, because if you need um if you're in a loop of stress hormones, you know, my body always wants to dance. And so that's where I was this week. And I'll tell you, I have a little tradition of choosing the first song I want to hear in a year. So at the stroke of midnight, I've got my record player, whatever my device is that I'm using at that time, to hear that song. And this year it was Freedom. I just want us all to dance together in freedom in our fucking utopia that we create together and force upon the rest of the disbelieving world. And I want this to be one of our theme songs because it does have like a wonderful chorus that you can absolutely dance to. But the song is about what you're willing to do to be your authentic self.
Yeah, let's invite each
Yeah.
other dancing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's dance together in freedom.
In,
Let's fucking reclaim the word freedom en
mm,
plus, man.
yes, let's dance for freedom and for our own freedoms.
The freedom to be a fucking bitch. How about
Mm-hmm.
that freedom? How
Yeah, the
about that
freedom to be
freedom?
a little bit powerful, like unleash a little bit of your own power. Maybe that's where you're at in finding your place in the revolution, as we always quote from Lolly Moon. But like maybe it's just standing up to someone around you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just pushing back one layer of the bullshit around you to protect one more person, or speak one more bit of your own truth, or like do something you've been afraid of doing that widens your circle of connection. This is like such a small, silly example, but I told the story last week of driving my first like into the city drive. So I had to drive back, and like I was anxious, and there was like road closures. So I was going to have to do like 6 different highway switches to get onto the highway up north. And I had my map, and I was feeling really nervous. And May was in the car, and I was sitting in the car, and I turned it on. And then I got out of the car and danced around the car and like did jumping jacks and like power lunges and power postures. And my parents Their tiny, tiny house, their tiny driveway. They have like four neighbors on their little dead end street just watching me in my Missing Witches pentagram shirt, just like lunging and like doing big arm gestures. So, like, just call forth my sense that I could fucking do it instead of just going on the
Yeah.
anxiety train and then into the seat and then into the buckle and then onto the highway. And I just knew I couldn't make decisions as well in that brain space. So that's my example.
Super smart. Super, super, super smart. Take
It
a
worked
minute.
too.
Yeah. Reclaim your body. Take a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
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 So what are the prescriptions this week?
Get that dopamine.
Get that dopamine.
You know,
Get it.
masturbation, dance, sex, run, whatever does it for you. See if you can train yourself to get the dopamine from the practice of the thing, not just the success of the thing. It's like a little thing that can help, I think.
Stand up for yourself. Be a
Yeah.
bitch if you have
Be
to.
a bitch if you have to. Wolves don't play by the rules. On
Mm.
repeat. Senator Michaela fucking filibustering.
Just don't stop.
Just don't stop. Don't legislate hate.org, I think. We'll put the link in the RX.
And as
And
always,
freedom.
blessed fucking be.
And we rise and we rise and we rise. Yeah, the spirit is rising, she's rising, she's rising. The spirit is rising, we're rising, we're rising. The spirit is rising, we're rising, we're rising. The spirit is rising, we're rising, we rise. I see it in your eyes.
Hello, beautiful podcast listeners. It's
Hi,
Amy
and
Risa.
Risa from Missing Witches.
And we just wanted to tell you that we had such an amazing outpouring of prize donors for our upcoming raffle. Prizes from people like Sarah Godsteiner.
Jinx Monsoon.
And what I imagine is the grandest prize of them all. Kate Blue has offered a full year of creative classes. That's 3 different sessions, summer, winter, and then going into next year. It's an amazing opportunity. So be on the lookout. The fundraiser starts in earnest on May 1st. If you're really desperate to get your teeth into it, please make a donation of $10 or more to your local Native Women's Shelter or the Native Women's Shelter of Montreal. And
Send us a screenshot or forward us a version of your receipt that you're comfortable sharing. And for every $10 that you donate, you will get 1 entry into the raffle for all of the magical, ridiculously magical prizes.
if you want more information, again, keep an eye on our website, or you can go back into the past. It's largely the same as it's been in the past couple of years. We love you.
Blessed fucking me.